Eleanor of Aquitaine, one of the most powerful women in medieval history. Hello, and welcome to the series. Today we will look at Eleanor of Aquitaine, Duchess of France and England. Eleanor was born in 1122 in the wealthy and powerful Duchy of Aquitaine in France. As the only surviving legitimate child of the Duke and Duchess of Aquitaine, she was the heiress to vast lands that included most of southwestern France. This made her the most sought-after bride in Europe. In 1137, when she was only 15 years old, she married Louis VII of France. The marriage was part of a political alliance between Aquitaine and France and was meant to secure Louis's claim to the throne of France. The wedding took place in Paris, and Eleanor was crowned Queen of France on July. In 1147, Louis set out on the Second Crusade, which was a series of religious missions aimed at retaking Jerusalem from the Muslims. Eleanor accompanied Louis on the crusade, which lasted from 1147 to 1149, though she did not participate in any of the battles. By 1152, Louis and Eleanor had no male heir, and political tensions were high. So Louis's brother Robert took Eleanor to court to have their marriage annulled. The annulment was granted on the grounds that Eleanor and Louis were too closely related. Eleanor was free to marry again. Less than 2 months later, she married Henry Plantagenet, Duke of Normandy and Anjou, who would later become Henry II of England. The marriage was a political alliance between Aquitaine and Normandy and gave Henry control of Aquitaine. In 1154, Henry's mother, Empress Matilda, died, and Henry became King of England. Eleanor was crowned Queen of England at Westminster Abbey on December. Throughout her marriage to Henry, Eleanor gave birth to 10 children, including 2 sons who would become kings: Richard the Lionheart and King John of England. In 1173, Eleanor's sons, along with several of her grandsons, rebelled against Henry. The revolt lasted 2 years and ended with all of Eleanor's sons imprisoned. She herself was imprisoned for 15 years until Henry's death in 1189. After Henry's death, his eldest son Richard inherited the throne as Richard the Lionheart. Eleanor acted as regent during Richard's absence on the Third Crusade. And when Richard returned to England, he allowed his mother to keep the royal estate at Windsor Castle and granted her a noble title, that of Queen Dowager. Despite being in her late 60s, Eleanor remained politically active and used her influence to arrange royal marriages that benefited her family and strengthened European alliances. She helped to secure the marriage between her granddaughter Joan and the future King William of Scotland. Eleanor died in 1204 at Fontevraud Abbey in France, where she had spent her final years. She was buried beside her second husband, Henry II, and her son Richard the Lionheart. Eleanor of Aquitaine is remembered as one of the most powerful, influential, and politically active queens of the Middle Ages. Thank you for watching.